Welcome back to Great Day. When life took an unexpected turn, our next guest's day-to-day priorities were reduced to searching for food and finding a safe place to sleep. The Salvation Army answered the call for the Martinez family. Please welcome Gabriel and Brisa, along with Lieutenant Luis Villanueva. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right. First, just let me say, we had Major Bell with us recently. Okay, he had the perfect last name. And then yours is Villanueva, so new house.
New house.
That's also a perfect name for somebody who works with the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
All right. As we know, this is such a crazy problem across the country right now, and it's just getting worse. But what you all have successfully done for many years is when someone says, I'm homeless, it's about more than just putting them in a safe place. It's about making sure that they can sustain that.
Yes, the Salvation Army has been for many years part of the successful stories of many people. And we were talking that it can happen to them, it can happen to anybody. It happened to me. The Salvation Army also helped me when I needed a place or furniture. They actually gave us that.
Wow.
You know, so it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter the race or the situation. Like this family, we have many other successful stories.
Yeah, you know, oftentimes we think, okay, someone's homeless because it's a mental health issue or it's an addiction issue, and that certainly is a problem. But you all are an example of you're just everyday normal folks. You had a job.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, but what was happening in your family?
It's just life. You know, we tried working, staying with family, it just wasn't working out. Stayed with friends, wasn't working out. Hotel to hotel, and then eventually wasn't working out because I was an over-the-road truck driver, and I'd be gone weeks at a time. And she was pregnant at the time, and trying to work and handle the home at the same time, you know, being in Kentucky, Ohio, or something like that, and then trying to manage the home at the same time while you're driving.
Yeah, and you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, it becomes very stressful, a lot of strain on the family, and then a lot of strain on the finances. So it becomes very hard.
Yeah, you had no room for mistakes.
No.
Or I would say mistakes. You have no room for life getting in the way.
Right.
Another bill or something like that,
And
right?
the kids too.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure they have what they need and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And at that time, we're talking about just the basics there. And then at one point, I cannot imagine, I did it for myself where I didn't know where my next meal was coming from at one point. But to have children and not know where the next meal is coming from or where you're going to stay. How did you find the Salvation Army?
Well,
We just, go ahead.
we would call because there's so many families trying to get in, because there's a lot of people going through what we went through.
Yeah.
So they don't have all this room, and what room they do have, it gets filled really quick. So we would call every day, and they put our name on a list, and then call us back to ask us if we were still in need of help. And you know, thank God there was room available, and we were able to go in, and they provided shelter for us, food, you know, a place for us to lay our heads, you know, and not
And then
have to.
much more than that. Those are the first concerns that you had.
Right.
But then it was, you know, to actually get to know you and say, how did we end up here? Okay, let's backtrack and see how we can make sure that you are much more stable when you go back out into the world. What were some of the things that they helped you all do?
They do like finance classes. We learned a good bit about credit cards and what we can do to help us with our credit base, help us get better, like aiming for higher things, vehicles. I had lost they had repoed my truck when we were in the shelter one morning. I was getting up, and as I was getting up, they were towing my truck away to go to work. I had just got a job like 3 days before, and I had no way to get to the job because it's not on a bus line, and that was my only means of transportation, and then boom.
Yeah.
So they would not only worked with us with the financial classes and everything they offer with the meals, helping us with the kids, but goes back to basic understanding. They gave us time and they were patient with us.
Yeah. Without any judgment at all.
No.
And you know, speaking of transportation, one of the things that really touched me, because I was a child who went to 5 elementary schools in different countries, so I was constantly moving, but I was with my family and we were stable, right? But you have kids who come in, life is already turned upside down for them. You make sure that child goes to the school that they were going to before, so they can maintain those relationships. And that is so important, that you go that extra mile and pay attention to every detail. You have many success stories like this, as you mentioned. today you're living in a 3-bedroom house, and
Yeah,
you know,
too.
and life is you have a much more stable job.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but these things cost money. They cost money. Free services to those who need it, but they cost money. That's part of what the Bell campaign, which is right here. So you all are set up around the city. I know you've seen these folks. If you can, what you can. If you don't have any cash with you, you can do Apple Pay.
Yes.
And then there's just all different ways that we can help raise money. And one way that Billy Dorsey, who's a music producer here, Grammy Award winner, Stellar Award winner, Dove Award winner, he's probably in the green room, he should come out here. Anyway, he used to be homeless as well.
Yeah.
And so what he held on to was hope.
Yes.
And that somebody would care. So he's written this song. It's a beautiful song that will raise money, a safe place to fall apart, because one of the clients that had gone through your program, her family ended up homeless, and now she works for NASA. But that's what this program can help pay for. But she had said that the Salvation Army gave her a safe place to fall apart. I'm on my soapbox. I believe so much in this, right? But it's a safe place to fall apart. You need a place to basically breathe, not worry about eating, not worry about staying alive on the streets, but to breathe and say, how can I put things back together again? So we have a deal here. We can help raise money. Join the Salvation Army Red Kettle Challenge today. Donate your amount of choice and receive a free download of the song, A Safe Place to Fall Apart. For more information, visit kettlehtx.org. kettlehtx.org. But joining us now for a live performance of the song that you can receive as a free download. Welcome artist JaeRene with A Safe Place to Fall Apart.
Gotta hold it together now. Can't let them see the seams. Let me put a caution sign around what's left of my broken dreams. I've been on the wrong road for too long. I was bound to crash eventually. I'm so tired of being strong. Why can't someone else be strong for me? This space in my depleted heart, 'cause I put all my love down. My face, hold me in your arms. My faith is not enough now. I need a loving hand to come and guide me. Is there a grace that can